All right, let's just wait a little bit here, confirm that we are indeed live. Okay, there we go. We are now live. Sorry guys about that delay. I appreciate the patience, of course. So today we are building Gyarados. So Gyarados is just kind of a fun Pokemon. I think it's interesting. I think it's cool, and it all started. I'll tell you when this Gyarados fascination of mine started. I was playing with an Alo team, and I brought in an Alo at like I don't know, like 70% or something like that, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna click Toxic as Alomomola does, and then this Gyarados just Mega Evolves. Or it was already Mega Evolved, so I didn't think I'd get Z'd. And then it just hits me with a big Power Whip. And I was like, well, I don't care for that one bit. So, and yeah, you see that just does so much damage. I love the Mold Breaker too. But anyway, yeah, so I thought that's just really cool. I like how Gyarados functions as a Pokemon. And I like that it can kind of pick its own counters. Like that Alo is taking so much. Wow. Yeah, so I like how Gyarados can kind of pick its own counters as a Pokemon. It's sort of like Volcarona in that sense. So Volcarona, Volcarona can kind of be like, hey, I don't want to lose T-Tran, let me put on Substitute or HP Ground. Or it can say, I don't feel like losing to specially defensive Tyranitar, so let me throw on a Buginium Z. I don't want to lose to Toxapex, let's do Psychium Z, or let's do Psychic. So I feel like Gyarados is kind of like that in a way. And the other thing I like is I think it's just so good in the end game. Like it's so powerful, and it's got Dragon Dance and that Mold Breaker too when you Mega Evolve. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. I felt like it's worth using for that reason. And Mold Breaker. I just want to get... That doesn't save us from, like, contact damage, would it? This move, Pokemon's moves and their effects ignore the abilities of other Pokemon. I don't think that saves you from Flame Body. But if anyone in chat has tested a lot, because there have been just so few Mold Breaker Pokemon over the years, I'm actually not super well versed in the mechanics of it in Gen 9, because it's just, like, basically non-existent. There was Hearth Flame for a little bit, but I don't believe that saves you from Flame Body and Iron Barbs and that kind of thing. I don't think it does. Yeah, and then Temper Flare. It can also be like, hey, I don't like Scizor. I don't like losing a Scizor. Let me kill that thing. I want to see how much this does. Jin William, thank you very much for the $2. Really appreciate it. How much is Temper Flare doing? Oh, so you're like killing Max Def Pharaoh at +1. That's epic. Yeah, Scizor. Ooh, Mega. That's a defensive Mega Scizor dying. That's crazy, man. Wow, look at that. So yeah, Temper Flare is really tempting. I was thinking like my greedy mind wants to go with a set like this, but then my Stall Breaker mind wants to run like Sub Taunt, DD Crunch, or something like that. He says, just wanted to say, since I'm actually here for once, have a good stream, mate. Thank you very much. I'm guessing from... Oh yeah, it's Australia. Yeah, thank you very much. I could potentially switch to do this time more often, maybe. I'm trying to think if the timing of that would work out. But yeah, today it just it worked out this way. Yeah, you can indeed activate Flame Body and Static. Okay, I figured. I feel like I would have known if it let you dodge that. That would make Mold Breaker a lot better. But yeah, there aren't too many applications for Mold Breaker beyond, I guess, being able to hit Water Absorb Ogerpon. But like, that's pretty much it. We're really not utilizing Mold Breaker much, much at all. I guess we don't worry about pressure on Corviknight, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It's not going to be that big of a deal. If we run into something with like Fur Coat, I guess we can stop it. But yeah, it just feels like such a cool Pokemon. So I'm still not sure what set I want to run. We can get down some, and we'll Mega. Obviously, we're doing Mega. We're not doing regular Gyarados. Like regular Gyarados of Flyinium Z is like it's fine, but I don't think of it. I don't think it's as cool. I really like Mega Evolutions, as you can probably tell. Also, if you like Mega Gyarados as well, please remember to like the stream. So let's talk about potential moves. Dragon Dance and Crunch, I'd say, are like the big two you pretty much always want to have. Waterfall is, of course, a big one. Substitute is a big one. Power Whip, of course. Temper, Flare, Taunt, kind of a niche option, but can be run. Earthquake is a classic. That one takes advantage, like hits Rotom Wash. Not really a thing anymore, but it does that. Oh, it breaks multi-scale. Very good point. Very good point. Forgot about that one. Yeah, I don't think there are any other moves that one would seriously consider running. Like, I guess Stone Edge, you could say, if you're really hating Zapdos. +1 Temper Flare to Corv is doing nothing. Crunch is doing more at that point. Actually, no. No, Temper Flare is 75 BP, right? So never mind. Yeah, Temper Flare would do more. How much is it doing in Corviknight? It's a good question. Not enough. Yeah, so that's not enough to get that 2-hit KO you need. But, you know, it's okay. We're going to chip Corviknight with other Pokemon, right? Yeah, I'd say those are the only moves we could realistically consider using. Mold Breaker is not really going to get us past Dondozo, because look at this, right? Like, even at +1... Well, actually, hold on. No, with +1 Power Whip, we absolutely are getting past Dondozo. My bad. So, yeah, no, we're smoking the poor thing. Okay. That's good. So I'm liking Power Whip more. The more I look at it, I'm liking Power Whip. And if we miss, we get a nice Temper Flare, which probably won't help that often with the targets of Power Whip being water types and all, but you never know. Might once in a while. But then I still don't think this is really our stall breaker because we're still getting farmed by like Toxapex. So yeah, I don't really anticipate. We can't count on Gyarados to break stall. It helps, but we cannot count on Gyarados to break stall. My favorite is Malamar, by far. Honestly, I'm not a fan of the Megas as a whole. I don't think they look... Compared to the old Megas, I feel like they're just not nearly as good. They just feel weird and bad, but Malamar is the exception. Malamar feels like an old Mega Evolution. Really cool, stays true to the design, enhances it. You still feel that malice, that menacing aura. Malamar's Mega Evolution's just really nice. Let's see. Maybe with Future Sight support, we could like kind of count on Gyarados to break stuff. It could be part of the breaking core. So for the archetype, I'm thinking we do go with bulky offense. It's finally going to be a bulky offense team. I don't think I've built one of these, maybe. No, I built a couple. It's mostly balances in Natdex. Balance and hyper offense has been mostly what I'm doing. So this team will not have an Olo. Olo doesn't really fit. I mean, that's not true. Olo fits on like every team in Natdex except hyper offense because it's busted. But I don't see Olo suiting this team super well. Something I actually... There are a few cores that I find really interesting with Mega Gyarados. One is Tapu Fini, because Gyarados hates status. And of course, when you Mega Evolve, you are grounded, and then you do get that status. Not bothering you, which is really nice. So that's one thing to consider. Oh, also this allows you to hit Kingambit, which I like too. How much is Kingambit taking? We're definitely not killing, but okay. So yeah, +2, we're still... Okay, we're maybe killing at +2. But I feel like most Kingambit in this tier are bulky. So probably we're just two-shotting at +1 is what we more so want to count on. I don't know, the new Megas just feel uninspired, I guess is how I'd put it. Like, it just doesn't seem like they really did anything that different. They just kind of like added some stuff that didn't really make it look any cooler. Like, Gyarados changed its actual, like, body structure. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased, but I feel like the new Megas just aren't that good. Lazy would be a good way to put it. The new Megas feel quite lazy to me, which is weird, because you think that would be the absolute most fun part of anyone's job, would be designing Mega Evolutions. Anyway, though, let's talk Gyarados. So here's what we really want on this team. I think Tapu Lele is good as well, potentially Future Sight, Tapu Lele. But what I want to say is we want Pokemon on this team that force kills. So that's really the big thing. Gyarados is an endgame sweeper. It is not something that's unless in the stall matchup. Stall matchup, things always get weird. But let me make sure I got my block challenges. Cool. Okay. In the stall matchup, things get a bit weird, but in most games, Gyarados is not coming out until it is going for the win or massive carnage. That's kind of what we're aiming for here, right? So it's not the kind of thing we want to bring out early. Basically, hardly ever. Yes, I did block messages. Yeah, so we don't want this to come out till the late game. So we need a team that does not require 6 Pokemon for a functional defensive core. That's a key part of why I don't think Olive will be on this team. This is kind of an important part of this building. This needs to be a team that lasts long enough that it can afford to give Gyarados a decent entry opportunity. Because I don't really want to make this a hyper offense. I don't think hyper offense is where Gyarados does best. But I don't think that's where Gyarados does best. We might end up shifting to hyper offense, but I want to try this angle first. So it needs to be a team where it has a defensive core that can last temporarily, but does not need the support of Gyarados in the back, because this is a Pokemon that, as I said, it will not be coming out till later. So we need to have kind of a self-sufficient 5 Pokemon team until Gyarados comes out, and that's not really possible unless that team is quite offensive. So I'm thinking we're going to have a core that looks something like Lando Pharaoh is kind of a classic example of this. You have a Lando Pharaoh to kind of give your team a little bit of longevity, and then it's just like 3 offensive Pokemon and a sweeper at the end, like a Volcarona or a Mega Gyarados. That's the kind of team that I'm going for. Cody Soley, thank you very much for the $2. Hope you have a good stream and a great day, bro. I appreciate it. You too, Cody. $10 donation from Juicepar. Thank you very much. Natdex to the top. Well, we will hopefully, let's see where we're at right now. I feel like we recently had kind of a rough Natdex stream, didn't we? Or am I making that up? What was the last Natdex stream? Can't remember. Where are we at? Okay, we're actually, yeah, we're pretty high. So we're at 1790 after this like a week of decay. So yeah, we're at level 68 and top is, we're probably not getting to the top, but we're not going to do too badly. Yeah, holy donations indeed. It's been a lot of generosity today. Okay. So let's think about what we want. What can let's start simple, because I feel like my mind's a bit blocked. Let's talk about Gyarados is walled by. Like, what is it struggling to get past? We also need pretty solid removal on the team, because Gyarados really doesn't want to be coming in on rocks. It can come in on rocks. It's not terrible, because, you know, you can just like eat it once. It's like not like you're coming in repeatedly. So Gyarados is not as bad against hazards as it seems, but we still don't want it to be entering on rocks. So let's see. Jin Williams says, I'm currently getting a tattoo designed with Gyarados and Milotic intertwined together. That's a pretty cool tattoo. I'm not a tattoo guy myself, but if I saw someone with that, I would compliment it. Okay, so let's see. Gyarados is walled by, is somewhat walled by, I guess we'll say, because I really don't think there's anything that actually walls it. But we'll say Alomomola, Corviknight. How much is a Dragonite taking? Okay, that's not terrible damage. I'm not going to put Dragonite on the list. I feel like we can take that decently well. But I think based on what I'm looking at, I think we need decent removal, and we need Stealth Rock. Gyarados needs Stealth Rock, I think, given the things it has to deal with. Jin William with another $2, thank you very much, saying, to add Dynamic Punch, it doesn't get Dynamic Punch. And I don't want to trip up random people that enter the stream by adding it to the notes, but I appreciate the mischievous nature. Dragonite, kinda. I'll say it's somewhat kinda, like, because it's really not that much of a big one, but we'll... No, but, like, that's just living a hit. We're not going to put Dragonite on there. We're going to talk about things that can actually, like, challenge it. With Garchomp, sorta, not really. Gliscor, kinda. Because, like, you're not going to go into Gliscor, but our set particularly does not like Gliscor. I'm assuming we are running Temper Flare. Etran, not really. Iron Valiant is actually... Well, that's not really a threat, though, because we probably kill it with Power Whip, don't we? Okay, actually, well, with Adamant we do, but we're not going to be Adamant. King Gambit, we want Chip on Ival. But let's talk about what we want Chip on. I feel like those are the things that are really going to be the bigger deal. We can decide nature on Gyarados later. Lopunny, we don't have an issue with that. Okay, and then we'll have a separate list for offensive issues. Iron Valiant and Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt. Yeah, so we want to have... You can't really force your opponent's Raging Bolt to die, so you kind of just have to have a team that's, like, okay against them. There's also Substitute, but I don't feel like that's the move. I'd say... 2 sets that I could realistically see myself running. Option 1. So option 1 is this, which is going to be... Okay, we're getting disconnected. Also, guys, it's going to get a bit stormy where I am. The good news is the rain will power up Gyarados' attacks. The bad news is Gyarados may cease to exist if my Wi-Fi cuts out. So we'll just have to navigate that, and hopefully things go okay. But yeah, just to give you guys a heads up, connection issues are probable this stream. So in addition to DD, so we'll put DD there anyway. Let's just say DD Cruncher assumed. Power Whip, Temper Flare, and then Substitute Waterfall. I think these are the 2... like real sets. And we'll see, we'll kind of see. If we're not impressed with this set, we can switch around. Okay. Maybe, apparently it was the server's fault. I'm happy to blame PS, if that's the truth. Moltres, we don't like that one bit. But it's also kind of because they're not going to really want to go into that. But I don't like relying on lack of knowledge necessarily either. Slowking, no. Tapu Fini, no, actually. We're fine with that. Coco probably gets smoked by a Power Whip, right? Yeah. Adamant, though, at +1. How much? We can't outspeed. We probably have to go Jolly, right? Okay. Calc deciding it doesn't want to play ball. Like the stream to restore the Wi-Fi. It's the only way. Yeah, we gotta go Jolly, probably. Because that's going to outspeed Zamazenta, too. Like, that's too good to give up. I think we have to go Jolly Gyarados. Especially with this 3 attack set. It feels like we have to. So, Coco. Yeah, sadly, we're kind of... Yeah, we really need rocks on this. That's what I'm learning. This thing, we super need rocks. Yeah, we're not putting Ice Fang on this, even whether it uses it in the anime or not. We're not doing it. And then let's see. I guess well, no, actually we're fine against her. Well, we don't have speed. So Scarf Shifu. Scarf Lele, those are definitely common. Scarf Tana. The only real answer for all these is like double DDing, except for a Raging Bolt, which there is no answer for, other than crying. And then Zapdos, well, Zapdos definitely add to the list of threats, and then definitely Zamazenta. So ideally we have a team that encourages chip on these Pokemon and is generally good at handling these Pokemon. A mistake a lot of people make when building around a somewhat inconsistent offensive sweeper, like this Gyarados, if we face a Raging Bolt, it's going to have a really tough time sweeping. And some would say, okay, well, it's going to have a tough time sweeping. In that case, let's add on some gimmicky nonsense cheese to ensure that the Raging Bolt dies. Like, oh, we're going to add like an Urshifu Rapid Strike with like an electric resist berry that can close combat the thing after a Swords Dance. And it's like, well, you could, but there's so many ways that could go poorly. They could have a different thing that could just come into the Revenge Kill to Urshifu, for example. So in a case like a Pokemon like Raging Bolt, if it can be Pursuit Trap, that's a whole different situation, because that can consistently be killed. In this case, realistically, we're never going to have a scenario where we have a really, really solid answer to make sure Raging Bolt dies. We just want to have a team that's good against Raging Bolt. So it would be like we have a Ting-Lu on this build, for example. That would be sort of the possible approach. Why do people not use Mega Gyarados much? I don't really know. We need to double DD for some things. We need to single DD for others. So that's the distinction there. But having one DD and outspeeding stuff like Zama, Coco, I think is still important. Well, let's hold on. Here's something I want to check. Kartana, Scarf Katana. If we're adamant at +2, do we outpace this? Probably, right? It is exactly a speed type. I don't love that. I don't love that. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll start with Jolly, and if we find ourselves not really needing it, we can switch to Adamant. Okay. So yeah, some noting Pharaoh. I agree, Pharaoh does look really nice here into so many of the Pokemon Gyarados has a problem with. Yeah, it really, it bugs the birds, it knocks them off. Yeah, Pharaoh I think is so good here. We have to go with that. I'm thinking that's our rocker. SR, Knock, Leech, something last just seems so well prepared for Gyarados. Because if you look at Pharaoh, it's bugging all of these Pokemon. And then also, as Pharaoh Leech Seeds, that offers good switch opportunities to bring in something like Gyarados. Is this a Mega Gyarados walled by packs? There are a lot of Mega Gyarados that are walled by packs, so I don't see that as being crazy unique. Unless you got Earthquake, you're getting walled by packs. So yes. Is base Scizor a real mod? I believe so. think it does get some usage in Natex. Here's how we know, right? Let's check 0. And then let's say Scizor, right? And we see it's at 1.65%. Then we'll put 1760 plus, and we'll put Scizor again, and we see it's at 0.39%. That's a huge drop, but it still does see some usage. So Scizor is not a super real Pokemon, but it's still real. Looks like it's used as a support set a lot of the time at this elo, though. With Roost. So that's... No, not a lot of people actually using Banned Scizor up here. Yeah, we could T-Wave Pharaoh, but I don't really think we need that. We might do a Fire, Grass, Water core. I think a lot of newer builders need to let go of the Fire, Grass, Water obsession. Like, it's as long as you cover your types with the team, it really does not matter one bit if you have a Fire, Grass, Water core. It's like, I don't know who got that whole thing started. I guess Nintendo, in a way, but I don't know who, like, decided, like, the pinnacle of building was a Fire, Grass, Water core, but it sometimes happens, it sometimes doesn't, and you really don't need to worry about it either way. Website is Munch Stats. Yeah, so this Pharaoh could be defensive, could be Spadef. Hard to say which one we should go with here. Why no water move? Well, I'm not like... I don't hate water moves on Gyarados. It's just I like other things. I like Temper Flare. I like Power Whip. Those look really good too. But no, I have nothing against water moves at all. I'd say on this, I could see... I mean, we might drop something for Waterfall. So let's see here. We want something that kind of forces these physical Pokemon to take some damage. I feel like Wellspring could be a good case of offensive overlap here. Yeah, Wellspring could be good. Someone mentioned watch him add a Moltres, lol. I don't see what's funny about adding a Moltres here. Might be good. Oh, because of the Fire, Grass, Water thing I was saying. Yeah, I guess there is some humor in that. I feel like I kind of want, for speed control, a Scarf Lele of my own. It just seems really good here. Scarf Lele is just like a classic, solid Pokemon in this tier. The other thing I like is if it gets Pursuit Trapped, we can bring in Gyarados. I feel like there's a lot of synergy between these Pokemon, and they're like really... I feel like they're pretty solid partners. Wolfie, yeah, Wolfie doing that makes sense because like he's got a lot of people that his fan base is that like don't really know hardly anything about competitive Pokemon, but like they just play the in-game. So I'm guessing he probably simplifies a lot of it down and be like, oh, this established a Fire, Grass, Water core, which is like generally good, which it is. Like it's good for obvious reasons. You know, it does fill out a lot of defenses. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, it starting from Wolfie, that makes sense. But yeah, I do like the idea of Lele here. I kind of want a spinner, but then I feel like that's going to make the rest of the team kind of tough to fill out. Because I'm kind of breaking my rule in a sense where I try to start off with a Breaking Core, and we kind of are getting there because Scarf Lele can sort of do stuff, but it is a bit awkward, isn't it? You know what I might want to try? That might be good here. It's one of those Corkscrew Crash Golds. Those are pretty scary for stall teams. Why would they click Pursuit? Bro, people Pursuit Trap Lele all the time because it does because Lele has poor physical defense and then it, you know, it takes a lot of damage and you kill it. And it's, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, Volcarona doesn't really do anything for me here, I don't think. No, I've never tried the doubles format. Okay, let's see here. We do still need something flying. Gyarados is something flying, so we don't necessarily need something flying, but we probably want it. I'm just trying to think, does Z Gold actually fit what we need defensively here? It kind of stacks up with Pharaoh a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with double steal. There's certainly nothing wrong with double steal. But it's not always the right move. Yeah, I know Wolfie's rich. I mean, you can see the views, of course. It makes sense. Guy puts out like full movies. Yeah, I agree with the pivoting thing too. We do need that. But see, this is the problem, because I want spinners. I don't really want to have to defog and keep up rocks, because it's going to be tricky, and both of these Pokemon really like Stealth Rock being up, but there's really no pivoting spinners other than Treads, which is a pretty fake pivoting spinner. Like, it doesn't really pivot. So yeah, it might just have to be Lando. Could go Lando. Could do a Terapagos thing here, because we don't really have a Ghost Resist. Remember, Gyarados is not really a real Ghost Resist. So we should probably keep this in base form. Easier to process what the team's actually going to look like. This could be an angle. And then whatever we add last has got to be a hard hitter. And then this would probably, Pharaoh would be spikes in this situation. So let's just see what we lose to here. Fire types don't look good, because remember, we don't want to bring out Gyarados. So let's just say here, let's make a we lose to list. Volcarona, kind of, comes to the top of my mind. Charizard. Mega Y, in a manner that should surprise nobody. That is always a massive threat. I would definitely, if I did doubles, I would definitely do VGC. You kidding? How many viewers I could get with VGC versus doubles OU? It's like a metagame like almost everyone plays versus nobody plays. Yeah, no, I honestly don't understand doubles OU players. It's like there's a whole VGC right there that's got like a massive player base, and you're playing doubles OU. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I'm confused by it. Yeah, I know my team's not hard hitting. That's why I said the last Pokemon needs to be a hard hitter. Like what? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Diancie is not great. Sorta Diancie. Dragonite, sorta. Not really. I feel like we're okay against that. We can figure it out. Team loses to Terra Fire. Terra, it does not exist in this format. If you mean fire types, then you're correct, but Terra Fire does not exist. Okay. Heatran's not great. Heatran is actually, yeah, really not great. Kingambit's not the end of the world. We can kind of handle that. Kyurem, sorta. Yeah, I'm just worried this team isn't going to be able to really break fast enough, and it doesn't feel... I don't know, I'm not feeling the hazard stack angle here. I don't think this is the way to go about it. Yeah, Scizor will probably go HP Fire on Lele, so I'm not too worried about that. I mean, Molt kind of helps, but not really with Diancie. But Diancie's just generally like an absolute menace for these kinds of teams. And we can't go Molt last because we need a heavy hitter that can also somewhat answer these Pokemon. But Raging Bolt does not fit well. So let's take a look at some fire types that could maybe help us out here. Ora Fantastica. This is your final warning. You're a constant terrible presence. Mr. S, thank you very much for the £5. Hi Pink, just wanted to wish you a good stream. Also, what is your favorite Mega Evo? Heracross. Of the new ones, Malamar, but my favorite Mega Evolution is Heracross. I think the best designed one is Banette, though. Is there anything that could help us here? Anything that can hit hard? I thought about Victini, but it doesn't really quite do what we need. Zard Y would actually be like perfect here, which is funny. Yep, Ora, I'm perfectly aware that we're weak to Zard Y. I have a we lose to list with a Charizard Mega Y on there. I don't know if you just can't read or what's going on with you. But anyway. I think the Terapagos thing, the hazard stack angle is not working. I think that's the problem. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go with a Defog Lando. We're going to get rid of Terapagos. There's another possible version here where we could do Tinglu Terapagos as our hazard core. Mr. S, thank you for the membership. Really appreciate that. And then we've got Goldengo. Like this could be like kind of an angle with like dual hazard Lu. So that's kind of one approach. Is Cornerstone real? That's an interesting idea. Yeah, I'd say Cornerstone's real. I'd honestly be down. So that's a really good idea. Yeah, and we probably go Z Lando, Flanium or Rockium or something. I've been really liking Flanium Z lately, as you can probably tell. Yeah, this is. I think this is. Let's call this V1. And then we'll call this, what would we go with last here if we were to go with this version? Let's do a we lose to list. Not really Zard Y, kind of Zard Y. I think this team needs speed last, and kind of a physical wall. I feel like this totally ends up being like a Choice Band Zama. Let's see, does that make us not lose to everything, though? Let's see. I don't love the lack of priority here. The struggle on the other team, too. Lele's presence makes that a little bit less of a huge deal, but I still don't like it. Also, guys, I'm working on membership stuff, so there, if for anyone who's interested, there will actually be real benefits soon. Probably just going to be early access to videos. They'll still release at the same time every week. I think just members will have like access to it whenever I'm done with them, whereas everyone else will get them Wednesday at the usual time. That's the idea. I feel like that's good. My thing with memberships, I don't want to make anything on the channel get worse. Just to like make something worse and then give the normal thing to members, that sucks. So that's not going to happen. Anyway. Yeah, Zard Y is kind of rough there. Ival's not exactly a barrel of laughs. But yeah, like this could work. Like I could see this. I could see this being okay. Yeah, I gotta go HP Fire Lele for sure. Okay, so yeah, I'll call this V2. And then we'll make a V3. Shifu clicks. True. Shifu does just click. Might we then have to go like Pharaoh over gold? Leaves us without a real break in core. But let's, okay, here's what we could do. We could go Pharaoh over gold. And then Lele would be Psychium Z as our breaker. So that's fine. I think that works. That does make Zard Y noticeably worse, but that allows us to go with Rock Slide. So we can go Spikes on Pharaoh. So that works okay. Mr. Rat, maybe you could do daily high production value videos for members. Yeah, I'm still running this channel entirely solo, pretty much. I've had one thumbnail commissioned by an artist, and that's it. Haven't had any other editors. I've been just I've gotten a lot of support from the community with the Discord, but no, as far as the actual YouTube channel, I've been doing almost pretty much everything. Which other than some art design. Bognor's been really helpful with some art design for the page as well. But yeah, the amount of labor that goes into this, I don't think I can manage that. So this one will be a Defog Lando SR Pharaoh, which just gives us more room to work with in these last slots because we don't end up with a Terapagos. This one I'd like to fit in priority. I feel like Raging Bolt is good here. I mean, let's see. Like, because what were the threats to this other team? Yeah, Raging Bolt would help with quite a few of these. Gives us Prio, which I like. It helps with the birds. Let's say we slapped on like an AV Raging Bolt. What would be the last? We still kind of need a breaker. We still need something that can hit hard, but having the bolt here definitely makes things easier. It was the Toxicroak video. The Toxicroak's sitting on the throne, although a thumbnail test is still ongoing, so you might not actually be able to see it. Mr. S, I do indeed see this message. Priority response. Although, yeah, I think the priority response is mostly for comments, because on streams, it's like I'm going to miss a lot of things. But yeah, the current membership setup has basically no benefits, to be honest. Priority response. I try to respond to every comment, so priority response doesn't mean a whole lot. It's mostly just people that want to support the channel, but there will be some real benefits soon. We lose 2. Let's talk. What do we lose to? Still Diancie. Still Diancie. Gold, kinda, because no Ghost Resist is sort of rough. Tusk is honestly not that great to see either, but I don't think it's too bad if we've got a Fizz Def Pharaoh, because this will definitely be Fizz Def on this team. I'm thinking probably, yeah. Well, might be like mixed. It's kind of tough to say. I think it'll be okay though. We can also use Tusk is good Gyarados setup fodder, which is something to consider as well. Kyurem, still a bit of a monster. Gambit's not too bad. Iron Valiant's rough. Raging Bolt does help though. Yes, Mr. Rat, I did see that. We're not going to do a 24/7 stream because I would die. Yeah, we're okay with that. Lopunny's terrible. Actually, I feel like I kind of forgot about Lopunny with our other teams. I feel like those get cooked too. You have to be... Yeah, like these teams are all... Zalon, like less so, but yeah, these teams are not liking Lopunny at all. I guess Lopunny does hate hazards though. But yeah, it's not going to get intimidated by Gyarados either, which is rough. But yeah, these teams don't like Lopunny. I think it's kind of like maybe manageable, but it's not fun. That's for sure. Dragonite I think is okay. Megalop we'll call it, because obviously it's going to be Mega. Raging Bolt is okay, Scissor's okay. Terrapagos is pretty rough. Well, we have AV Bolt, so Terrapagos maybe not that much of a problem. Volcarona's still kind of a threat. Yeah, I feel like we do need, like... I feel like we need, like, a Fire type again. Oops, Fire, Fur. And none of these are helping really all that much. Let's see, gold, maybe like a steel, like the right kind of steel type. Heatran, something like that. I will probably never build stall. I don't find it fun at all. Maybe the bolt is the problem here. Maybe that's not what we need. But it seems good. It seems like it does help us with quite a few things. So, what do we go with? Itkenriza, thank you very much for the $10. Just wanted to say thank you to Pinka for always helping with teams on Smogon, one of the best builders out there. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That's very generous of you. And yeah, I'm always happy to help out with teams. You can always send them to me on my Smogon page, or email, or Discord. People use all three. What would be the last here? I just like the Ival is the problem that's making me hesitate from just like throwing on a Zama or something like that. But very few things really help with Ival. Like, that Pokemon is kind of a monster. Yeah, see, like you say Moltres, but then we were kind of left without power. We need power. I need something that can hit hard. Part of me just wants to go with like a banded Victini, but I feel like that makes us too weak to hazards. And that doesn't really answer Volcarona, does it? Yeah, but no, it's got to be something that can really pack a punch, is the problem. what does help a bit is Hisui and Arcanine. I just don't know if that Pokemon's like real in this tier. Okay, that's honestly like not the worst usage. Typically use Wizard Y though, which makes a ton of sense. I do hate the inaccuracy of it. But I feel like it actually, I think it fits our team best. It's gonna definitely add to our hazard weakness, but we'll see. We'll see if it ends up being too much to handle. Alright, we'll call this V3. Thank you, Brainfly. Welcome. Is that I'm missing a fighting type. You don't need a fighting type on every team. We don't have a Dark Resist, which is not great, but I think it's kind of acceptable since we have Lele for Sucker Punch. So, yeah. V1, V2, V3, and I really have to use the bathroom, so I'm going to go do that while you guys vote. All right, let's come back and take a look at what the poll's looking like. Okay, looks like everyone's saying V1. Let's take a look and see. Okay, V1 was the cornerstone. That's fair. That's a fair place to start. That one seems pretty cool. I'm a little worried about the lack of prio. We could go quick attack on cornerstone, which is not a joke. I would definitely consider that. But anyway, let's give this a go. So let's just develop this first. We're going to go, obviously, with that. Intimidate. The people that run Moxie on Mega Gyarados are so greedy, I think. Like, yeah, it might work out, but it feels a bit delusional to me. So we're going to go with Jolly. And Pharaoh on this. Do we want to go Mixed Def or Spadef here? I think we want to go with the classic Flyinium Lando here, since we have a Z slot available and Zard Y is kind of a menace. The Lando, it's EV to, so I have a Lando spread that's EV to outpace Gold, so it can, well, no, hold on. That's a Hazard Stack team, so we don't really need to outpace Gold, but I guess it makes sense for Flyinium Z anyway. Oh, well, let's go to Naptex. Yeah, I'm just going to rip the Lando set that I've used many a time before. We can get more creative later, but for now we'll just go with what works, and we'll see what we end up wanting later. And then we'll go. Actually, do we go? I feel like Helmet. I'm kind of feeling the Helmet here. Well, but no, because this is our Lele switch in, so we definitely go Leftovers, not Eject Button. Excuse me, Leftovers. And then last move here, Gyro Ball or Power Whip are basically our options. I think Gyro. If Cornerstone had Accelerock, that would be sick. We'll go Spadef and see how that goes. We'll start with Spadef. Actually, no. We'll go defensive on this. I don't know, maybe Mixed Def is the move. What do they run, like 80? I don't know why they run 80, but let's just do that. Let's have a little faith in whoever did that. Hidden Power Fire. Do we want to go Future Sight? Psyshock. Sure, let's go Future Sight. Let's do it. Okay, and what's next? We got Terapagos. We'll go standard on this. I don't really see. We could run Calm Mind. That's been a set that's a little bit popular. I think we're bad enough against Gliscor that we do want... You absolutely can't get through without Flamethrower, because then you won't be able to spin on anything. But yeah, if your team is really good against Gliscor, I could see Calm Mind being acceptable, but I don't think it really is here. Our team is not that good against Gliscor. Maybe it is Calm Mind. Well, I could see it. Maybe we'll see. CM Terap. Maybe. And this will just go, yeah, Ivy Cudgel. Gotta be like Low Kick or Superpower, right? I don't know why Wellspring doesn't run. I guess it's for Kartana, right? So, okay, Superpower, and then we'll go... I feel like you still want Power Whip on this, and then we could go... Knockoff just isn't all that important. I think we're actually going to go Quick Attack last. And I will go Jolly on this, just to give ourselves a little prio. We might switch for more coverage or Swords Dance or something. Or maybe even for like Lopunny, it could even be Spiky Shield. I could see that being okay. So we don't get Fake Out. But we've got Lele for that, so probably not. Okay, Ability Check. Checks out. Let's just run it and see what happens. That's not the right tier. Here we go. Also, guys, I am using a pop filter again, so hopefully the audio is still good. Still searching, that's okay. Yeah, this, I don't know how this will be. We'll see how it goes. HF. Okay, this is interesting. I don't quite know what to expect from this game. I think we can keep it simple. Did I put Gyro Ball on this? Why did I do that? I was actually like tuned out of the world when I did that. Is Gyro Ball good here? I guess it hits Diancie. Power Up does too though. So that's... Does Power Up kill Diancie though? Probably not, right? I don't know. I'm generally a Power Up guy, but let's give, since I put it on in a haze, let's give it a go. Let's lead Pharaoh. Did I put spikes on this? That's not supposed to have spikes. I don't know, man. I was like in a different plane of existence. So that's really bad. We're facing this team without Stealth Rock, which is really not good news. You do not want to face a Rain team without Stealth Rock because you can't pressure the Pelipper, and that makes things really bad. But let's see here. Yeah, we're not killing that thing. There's a chance we can just DD Gyarados our way through this. That's probably the angle. Let's lead Pharaoh anyway, and just spike up. Hazards are good either way. Rocks are better, but spikes are good too. Okay, glad to hear audio's good. It's the same microphone as always, just with a pop filter. Okay, that's good. Given how weak they are to Moonblast, I'm down to do this knockoff thing. Yeah, and I have Rapid Spin and you don't, so like this is, I'm so okay with clicking this here. I think after this we go, I'm gonna go Lando right here, and let's click SD, because you never switch, like you're not that guy, and now we Supersonic. Okay, I think they're just going to give us the Pharaoh, which is totally fine with me. Yeah, that just took so much on entry. It should just be a water move here. I'm trying to think what the best response... Like, we could go into Gyarados now. I think we want to save its HP. So let's go Pharaoh here. Oh, they just flip turn. They don't even, like... stay in to get the kill. That's crazy. Okay, happy to see that. So we do die here to a lot of hits. We could go... I think Terapagos is going to end up getting broken anyway. But I don't want to die to coming into a Hurricane plus a Z. So that's not considering the ability for some reason. Yeah, because it's not saying Terra Shell. So I think we should be good to switch into Terapagos. Oh, the taunt. Beautiful. Okay, we can just Rapid Spin here. Yeah. Okay, they're going to defog. So they are a defensive Tornado. It looks like we can Ice Beam here. They're going to U-turn out. In retrospect, maybe would have been good to preserve that. I think we just want to Terra Starstorm and get damage on this Pelly. It's just going to U-turn out. We're still healthy enough to take Swampert hits, and that's the main thing that matters, so I'm not too worried about that. This feels like a very easy Landorus. I'm super happy to EQ here and eat... Like, getting this chipped for... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Honestly? Like, fly, right? Yeah, because, like, this does pretty well. This does pretty well. Oh, that hits? Okay, well, you learn something new every day. I just learned that. Let's go into Lele here, and we can just Moonblast and probably kill. Okay, no, it's super fat. Okay, that's not good. Let's go... We just go Pharaoh here for sure. Yeah, I'm going to go back into Lele, because why would I fight this thing? And now we can, yeah, just Moonblast. I don't know why they keep clicking Flip Turn. Feels like that's kind of a throw play. We absolutely click Moonblast here. Pelipper not going to die, unfortunately, and we're gonna have to deal with this Overquill. I don't think we can afford. No, we absolutely can because we have Ogerpon. Beautiful. So yeah, like good SD. Wish we'd stayed in, obviously, but we still just can go into Ogerpon here. And it's going to be just an Ivy Cudgel into a Quick Attack. Should do it. Yeah, like Z, I mean, sure, like you do you, but we have Sturdy. It's a good, nice little Ogerpon moment there. That we are still not killing. That is really bad news. Yeah, because we can't, it's not good. Okay, let's Quick Attack and hopefully we don't kill. Okay. Adamant would have killed there. I still think the speed tier is too important to give up. Terapagos here, I believe... There's a chance it's not going to live a gunk shot at all. I think we go Gyarados here, and then we switch in Lele. And then we go Terapagos. And then we click some Rapid Spins. No, that's not the play. Yeah, it does have gunk shot indeed. Okay. I'm trying to think what the right win path is here. Yeah, there's no win path here. I don't think. I think we definitely do Rapid Spin here. But yeah, this thing just does its thing. We have to switch. Archaludon coming in without rain. Okay. I'm going to Mega Evolve. And no, there's no way to win here. Yeah. We got the, yeah, GG. Okay, what went wrong? We didn't have rocks. Honestly, that was huge. The rocks there were huge. And there were some misplays. Going for that fly, because I thought, honestly, I think that's just mostly misplays and not having Stealth Rock was the big problem there. I think we definitely could have won if those factors were changed. Like, Cornerstone's looking really nice here. Lele's looking pretty nice too. I don't like that how like fast the Cinderace is though. That's gonna make trouble. I also hate that our entire team gets wisped. That's really not good. I feel like this team isn't quite aggressive enough. I think we might need to go more offensive, like Tinglu, double hazard lead, Terapagos, Gyarados. You are indeed. And our opponent's decent elo. So let's see here. Lando looks like a decent lead, so let's just go with that. Okay, they're going to lead ace. See, the problem is if we get burned here, that, like, is so bad. We really can't afford to take a burn, and yet there's no way out of something taking a burn. And a burn is tragic on every single one of our Pokemon. So it's like, what do you do about that? I guess we can go Terapagos. Okay, it's Mola. I'm just going to go Pharaoh on this. But yeah, our not having a real fire resist is a pretty bad issue. Like, I have to go Gyarados here. Well, we could go Lando, but... I'll go Gyarados. We get burned. Oh, no, they didn't... They just Pyro Ball burned us. That super sucks. Okay. I'll go Pharaoh here, because you never stay in. You should just U-turn. Yep. Okay, at least we got that. So let's see what it'll be. It's going to be Landorus. Okay. We can rock. Alright, they're going to go with that. That's fine. I'm going to go into my own Landorus, and then we'll bait the Z move onto our Gyarados, because that's basically a dead Pokemon now. Okay, never mind. They just went for it there. I didn't think they'd do that, but obviously they did. Okay, so, yeah, I guess it's got to be Terapagos, and we can threaten an Ice Beam here. They might just stay in an attack. I'm going to bank on them switching. They shouldn't switch. I think when you're in this position, you stay in, but I'm hoping they switch to Chansey here, and then we can threaten with Cornerstone. Okay, they do switch to Chansey. I disagree with that play, but I get why you did it. Let's Ivy Cudgel here. Okay, they stay in. It's a bold play. We're going to Superpower now. This would be a huge kill. Really open up our Lele. Okay, they switch. Good switch. Yeah, we're super screwed. There's nothing we can do here, I don't think. Yeah, Power Whip, I guess. We can throw out one of those. Okay, we get Mola. We critical hit the Mola. That's a big deal. I still think we're super screwed. When we lost our Gyarados, which was our win con here, to a burn, like immediately, that pretty much did it. But I mean, maybe there's some world where we can pull something off here, but I don't think we can. I'm going to hope they go for a greedy court change, and I'm clicking Ivy Cudgel here. I think that's kind of our only shot. Okay, they didn't. Make sense. Let's Moonblast the Hoopa. We have to go for nothing but constant hard reads and not ever get anything wrong to have a chance at this game. Okay, we are. It seems like that is exactly what we are doing, though. So there's a real chance here. Shockingly, let's go Terapagos here. Likely on the court change. Actually, dude, I wish Gyarados didn't get burned. This would be such a different endgame if it didn't. I mean, we had a bad matchup to begin with anyway. But okay, let's go Terapagos. Okay, they're going to do that. Let's Terra Starstorm here, for sure. They might not have Court Change. That would be insane. Maybe they don't, though. Now, surely they must. Looking at their team, it would make no sense not to. But they're not going for it for whatever reason. Okay, that's not going to get us the 2 at KO, which I didn't expect it to, so that's totally fine. I think just a knock here looks really good. Venusaur's going to come in, that's okay. We can go for a nice Gyro Ball here. It won't do a ton, but it'll do enough to force a recovery, and then we can bring in Lele at the right moment. Yeah, so we're going to have to eat a Sludge Bomb at some point with Lele anyway. It probably doesn't kill us, and that's absolutely what we have to bank on. So we're going to go for a Psyshock here. And yeah, so it has the chance to crit poison. I think it's like a little over half to kill us. And they do get the poison, so that's GG. Yeah, that was unfortunate. We got hit by like every secondary status effect possible that game. But it happens. Yeah, the performance against like the threat of being burned was just too tragic there. I think we have to go more offensive, so we're going to change this team up. Terapagos, Goldengo, Stealing Z, Gyara, go regular form. It's similar to, I think, the other one, but instead, what did we go with the last one? We went Yeah, Lele. Actually, I guess that is pretty offensive, isn't it? No, yeah, hold on. Why did we go Pharaoh in the first place? Because Urshifu just clicked, somebody said, which they were right about. So we've got to be aware of that this time. So we went Zama Lele last time. We can't do that again. Like Kartana blocks that. I mean, no, Lele was our only win con, and then it got poisoned. So, like, there was absolutely no world in which we weren't totally cooked there. Also, based on that Venu damage, it was not offensive, so we actually, all we needed to do was not get poisoned or critical hit there. So that was in our favor. But, yeah. Whatever. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so we had Zama, which we can't really fit here. But we still want some speed. Defensive integrity, something fast we can set up. Probably like an Ivel. What are Iron Valiant packing in this tier? Could just go with those top four, honestly. That doesn't look bad. Let's go this spread. BSR, Whirlwind, Spikes, EQ seems good, and then we'll go with Rocky Helmet here. We'll still go Spidef though. We'll still go Spidef. This Terrapagos we go Calm Mind on. Rapid Spin, Flamethrower, Terra, Starstorm. We could go Earth Power. But then how often does Goldengo run Air Balloon in this tier? Like, kind of often, right? Yeah, oh yeah, we're not going that. Okay, so yeah, HDB. This Gyarados, let's just rip that from the other team. We're turning, this is like kind of more of a mix of bulky offense and hyper offense. You kind of call it either one. I'd say it's still more of a bulky offense. We do technically have a semi-functional defensive core here. NP, make it rain, cover, Shadow Ball. Keep it simple. Go for the Gambit. Well, actually, the Gambit doesn't run any speed in this tier. We'll still do it, but it's probably for no purpose. But let's fine. Actually, Kartana really needs the Z though, doesn't it? Yeah, you can't do that. But we just go Lele. Well, that leaves us without a... Well, we have Kartana's technically a steal, but, like, is it really? Not really, because we don't have a... We need a Pokemon that can take a Moonblast. Fire, maybe something here. Let's go Grassium. I like that on Kartana. Oops. Steed knockoff, Sacred Sword. Wow, but Goldengo fits really well here. Yeah, Kartana does need that, doesn't it? Yeah, because we still need something for fighting types, so I feel like Goldengo fits here defensively, just doesn't end up working out on the Z-move side of things, because these Pokemon both really want a Z-move. Maybe Kartana is the problem. What's something else over Kartana? Ogerpon. Perfect. That looks good. That's something I talked about originally. And that, yeah, of course, prevents Surging Strikes from being spammed. So that's good. Okay, let's do this. Ivy Cudgel, Horn Leech. Let's go and... well, Superpower plus Horn Leech doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Maybe Substitute. That could be kind of nasty. Could go Play Rough. Be that guy. Let's be that guy. Let's be that guy. Let's do this. I think this will go better. I did not try the Arcanine. That's a good point. No Prio. Maybe Prio. Oops. Yeah, actually, no. We do need Prio on this team. Well, let's play this game first, though. This doesn't look like a team where we desperately need Prio. Looks like a pretty good game for Gyarados, too, which is good. Let's just start with Lou. Do our hazard thing. But yeah, good point on the Prio. This team might be one of the few ones okay without Prio. Probably not. Most teams just like... We do have a boost drive out. We can test and see. We can test and see. Yeah, I'm just gonna rock up here. We can check based on this... Oh, come on, Sleep Powder? Dude, what is this? Why are you running this? Okay, come on, don't sleep for 3 turns, Tinglu. Don't sleep for the maximum number. Okay, thank you, thank you. Alright, I'm inclined to go gold here. So how much is this thing taking from it? It has a chance to die, which is great. I think we just Corkscrew Crash. Because that's going to blow up a Tinglu coming in. It'll blow up an Aatrox coming in, and then we can kill it with a helmet after if the Aatrox comes in here. Okay, it was unfortunately the Lou. Obviously, that's not what I was hoping for, but it's fine. We can go... Well, no, the Ogerpon can come in here once, but then it's not really dealing with the Venu at all. Actually, it low-key is. Let's SD. Let's Cudgel. Okay, it's super fat Venu, so that's not good. Let's go gold here. And... let's Nasty Plot. Oh, come on. Okay, well, they got us there. We can sack Ogerpon on this. Our whole team loses to Venu, I'm realizing. It's not good. Let's go into this and spike up. Just got the lights on, so I'm not sitting in the darkness. Let's just go gold here. Okay, they U-turn. I thought they didn't know, because usually when people make those kinds of plays, they legitimately just don't know. Okay, the hazards are looking good, though. The hazards are looking really good. I'm going to do the waiting trick here before I go into gold, because I feel like maybe they'll think I'm going to greed the last layer of spikes when I absolutely will not, and nothing you could ever do could convince me to try that. Okay, it didn't work. We still need to keep Lele around, though. It looks exceptional here. It looks really good. Like, it walls almost the entire team, and these Pokemon are not liking the hazards. I'm just going to go into Lou. Let's get that last spike up. Oh, that did more than I thought. We're defensive, too. That did kind of a lot. Okay, we get the last one up, though. We should EV to outspeed other Tinglu, though. We got kind of lucky there. Okay. With that kill in mind, I'm inclined to just go Ival, and we can throw out a close combat here. Okay, beautiful. Tinglu down. It's always good. We absolutely just go gold on this. Yeah, we're going to Shadow Ball here. Absolutely. Getting chip on this is great for Gyarados. Okay, here I'm going to click Make It Rain, because you never stay in here with your Corv. and Atrot. I want to kill that as it comes in. Actually, though, if we hit that Atrot, because it's saying Shadow Ball kills too. So probably we just Shadow Ball now that I'm thinking about it again. Yeah, I heard about that. They announced... Okay, that's really good. This thing's slower. I think killing this Venu is worth so much pain, so we're just going to go for it. I understand those that said I should have clicked Recover there, which I don't know if anyone's directly saying that, but that's definitely a sentiment that ought to be expressed, and I get it, but I don't think it's the right move. Okay, Razor Shell, that's a play. I respect that. Ival might go down here. It already took too much chip to be super helpful against the Zama anyway, so I will just stay in. Okay, it's Scarf. I figured it would be. It's okay. I think we go Terapagos, and I think we just double spin. We could try to set up with Gyarados here. As well. That could be a play. Would we kill the Corviknight? %37%. Not great odds. But we could go in DD, you know, obviously multiple times. It's a tough call. It's really a tough call. To go Gyarados or Terapagos here? That is the question. I think we go Gyarados. Let's do it. Let's DD here. Because this thing will die. If it switches out here into Corv, it's dead. And that's a huge win. Because if they switch hard Corv here, we're absolutely going Goldenko. Yeah, Nintendo is a really, really bad company. The things they do is just disgusting. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Brave. Nice Brave Bird. We're so recovering here. Like you don't even know. We're 1,000,000% we're healing. Oh yeah. There was never any question. Always we click the healing move there. So if Zama comes in here, I think we probably just hit it with the we probably just hit it with the Make It Rain, right? Because Crunch is not going to kill us unless it's banded. I don't think even Expert Belt. Yeah, that's not killing. So you need Choice Band. Wouldn't Zap King Lu fit Mega Gyarados decently? No. Because Zap King Lu is... Well, first of all, I don't think that's that good in Natex. But secondly, that is a very slow-paced team. Gyarados is not a slow-paced Pokemon. Zap King Lu balance archetypes want 6 Pokemon that are contributing the whole game. Gyarados does not contribute the whole game, it only contributes at the very end. So let's see, our opponent is on the ropes here. Juice Par, thank you for another $10 donation. Incredibly generous, thank you very much. No message, nothing you want to say? Okay. Well, this is interesting. So you're probably not killing with anything here, unless it's, I think, Future Sight, Psychium Z. Well, actually, I could have just clicked that anyway. Yeah, no, nothing's really having that high of a chance to kill here. So I think I just stay in Shadow Ball. Like, there's no way you're Assault Vest. It's not really a thing. Let's just Shadow Ball here. Yeah, I'm just going to click Shadow Ball. I don't think there's anything this Lele can do. Okay, there is the Z. We have a very good chance to live this, and we do with flying colors. So evidently that was either a super low roll, or no, that did too little. This Lele was not max invested, or no, it didn't have future sight. Is the real thing? Okay, let's just go for the make it rain here. Okay, Stone Edge, and it has that. So I think we just go Terapagos, Rapid Spin, and then we should be fine. If they go Corv and try to defog, we can just Calm Mind up, and in on this, we can just Rapid Spin into the Terra Starstorm. Yeah, see, this is totally fine, because we can just... Yeah, there's no way you're Scarf, so let's Calm Mind time. Yeah, Brave Bird critical hit here is not doing it ever, so we can Calm Mind more. And now a Brave Bird critical hit would do it, so now we click Flamethrower, and then this comes in, and we outspeed and kill with Terra Starstorm. Only way this goes poorly is if it's Scarf, and if it's Scarf, Gyarados can take it out unless it's Scarf, and then we miss every Power Whip in the world. So, okay, GG, we got our first win. I think this is a better approach. I'm still worried about Mega Venu, but I think we can give this another try. HF, okay. I think we just start with Lou again. Oh, we're facing Trishula. So they probably know our team. They might know our team. I really do like the DD Gyarados here. I forgot you streamed today. Okay, so they're not stream sniping. Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't see Trishula in chat. They forgot. That's crazy. Because they've attended like so many of these. Anyway, but yeah, no future sight. That's a little short-sighted. I see what you did there. Okay, yeah, I'm still clicking. Oh, that's not good. Okay. So Leaf Blade here is going to absolutely smoke us. Goldengo here cannot even take 2 Leaf Blades, so something's dying. What should it be? What's not helpful here? I feel like we could probably do without the Ogre Pawn. Can Ival kill with CC? Is that like a... Okay, so we do have a revenge kill option. That's good, at least. Yeah, let's just let the Ogre Pawn go down, and then we'll go Ival here. And yeah, I'm not gonna mince any things. Okay, so we could have gotten it with a knock. It's fine. Let's just go. Let's go Tinglu here, and spike up. Okay, it's now just going to click Surging Strikes, but that's fine. We can get up another spike, and this will take a lot of helmet damage if it is the set I think it is, which it is. Cool. That is, I believe that's banded. Tinglu. Yeah, based on that damage, that is super banded. So that's, so we can put that in there. Choice band. So Gyarados could come in here and start to try and do its thing. That would just force out Zama, though. Could Gyarados DD twice? Would be good to know. I don't think it can, though. Mega? We get some bulk with the Mega. Okay, Mega can DD twice, so honestly, let's just do that. Okay, we've seen this as... Honestly, against this, I think I just throw off a Temper Flare and we kill it right away. Sounds good. They're going to go Zama, and I'm just going to bring in gold. Yep. Easy. Okay. I feel like we just Corkscrew Crash, because that hits everything super hard. Okay, that was not what I was hoping to hit, but it's fine. Works out okay. Going Gliscor there is kind of wild. I can't really imagine what you're angling for. Let's check the CC damage on Ival. Okay, Ival CC did to this Gliscor. How much did we do? We did 20. So this is probably specially defensive, is what that tells me. Probably specially defensive, because Fizdef would have taken less. So gold here against this Gliscor cannot do a whole lot. I'm going to just throw off and make it rain. I think that's solid damage. And I'll go Ival here. Okay, I was hoping we wouldn't get caught on the Toxic, and we did not. Beautiful. So we'll just Moonblast. I don't think this will has a chance to kill. We'll probably get poisoned. We do get poisoned, so be it. We'll just Moonblast again. Like, we're still in a pretty good spot here. Okay, not booster speed, which I'm really happy to see. I'm just going to throw off a close combat. Okay, it does get the spin off. Obviously, that's not good news, but it is what it is. We do sack Eval here, I think. I'm just going to CC. Okay, so the good news is we can go Gyarados here and DD up, because this thing can't do all that much damage to us. Okay, that's more than I thought, but I think we're still okay. We are Jolly. So let me check the calc on this. I believe we DD again. Yeah, we super DD again. And then let me check the Zama. How much is Zama taking? After another one. Probably not killing, but depending on the set, it might... Oh, that's actually not much defense at all. And this thing against our Gyarados is probably going to 2-hit KO. Okay. So we'll Temper Flare to finish this thing off. And then we will... I think we do have to Power Whip here for damage. Beautiful. Okay, that's good. I think we should be okay here to go Terapagos, Rapid Spin, kill it, and then finish off the... Oh, that killed it, because we critical hit. Okay, and then we absolutely just Calm Mind here. Okay, unfortunately, the Mystical Fire, that is not the set you want to see here. Mystical Fire is, yeah, that's really bad news. I think our only chance is to hope for critical hits, unfortunately. Okay, we can kind of play this game because we can Calm Mind here. I don't think this will end up working for us, but we can kind of try to play this game. Okay, we got red there. We absolutely Calm Mind again. Why are you doing this? Okay, I'm going to click the... Like, yeah, I feel like Trishula kind of threw there. They didn't need to do all that, but it worked out for them. So that's annoying. Yeah, what went wrong? What went wrong this game? The fact that it was Mystical Fire sucked. That did suck. We probably shouldn't have let it eat that. But what other choice did we have? The Gliscor was going to be super annoying. Spadef Gliscor, it was just rough here. Temper Flare, I feel like maybe has not been all that useful. Maybe we can ditch it for Waterfall, because that would make us better against Gliscor. I could have also just not Mega'd Gyarados, but that would have made us take so much against Shifu. But I guess I could have just stayed on Mega'd, and then that would have maybe would have helped things. That sucks. Yeah, that's just so freaking annoying. I hate losing to that guy, because I know that is. Anyway, that's fine. Yeah, we're 1-3. It's not looking so good. We keep losing to, honestly, like, nonsense. It's just, I still don't understand what the heck happened there. I guess, like, opposing Kartana's rough, but... Maybe we go, like, Scarf Gold and then an SDZ card. We could try that. Let's try that. That gives us something better against Gliscor. Yeah, because Gliscor was really what took us out that game. Yeah, I outsped... No, I didn't outspeed because of Mystical Fire. Trishula, did you Hax me? I don't... Did you? I don't remember. I don't think you did. Where did you Hax me? I mean, I guess at the end, like, the guessing games weren't favorable, but... I don't think there was really any RNG that happened this game. I mean, unless that Moonblast... no, that wasn't a roll in my favor. I don't think that wasn't a roll in my favor either. No, there was no RNG this game. It just sucked that you were one of the very few Latios carrying Mystical Fire. Oh, never mind. That's like every Latios. Okay, well, shows you what I know about Nat decks. I guess. Wow. Okay. Whoops. Said HF twice. Okay. We're facing a Mega Houndoom Sun. We kind of lose to Raging Bolt once our Ting Lu dies. So we have to kind of play this game a little bit differently than we normally would. I think we want to start with... This is such a weird one. Yeah, our team hates Torkoal. We can start with Terapagos here, and I think we Calm Mind, honestly. Okay, that's not good. Okay, we get burned immediately. Beautiful. Good to see. Good to see. Let's just Terra Starstorm here. Okay, huge damage on the Raging Bolt. This is a super fat bolt. That's AV for sure. Let's go for another Terra Starstorm. And, okay, that did a ton. Let's go into Ting Lu, and we want to EQ the Hatterene, which is absolutely what comes in here. It gets eject buttoned. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to rock up here. Okay, beautiful. That went great. And we're going to keep those up forever. You better believe. Okay, Court. Yeah, we are never letting you defog. Not in a million years are we letting you defog. That ship is so sailed. Yep. Mm-hmm. Let's go Lu. Okay, Headlong. That damage indicates Adamant. You're probably Adamant Scarf. I really bet you are. Okay, let's go gold on this. Yeah, like you can take one, but like how many more can you take? Poor Houndoom. Not too many. Yeah, well, can we go Ivel here, or does that get smoked by a Mega Houndoom? Probably get smoked by a Mega Houndoom hit. Yeah, let's just let the Terapagos die, and then we can go Ivel. Which, this might be, like, game, honestly. So, do we kill with a Thunderbolt? We do not, somehow. So let's go for the CC, just to do a lot to Torkoal as well. Well, Hatterene might come in, though, as well. Let's CC. I don't think the Hatterene comes... Well, no, it totally might. Let's Moonblast. Probably Hatterene is a pretty likely switch here. No, actually, no. Well, how much... Sun shouldn't matter to them, but I think they're going to habit play into Torkoal. Okay, they sack the Bolt. That's huge. So now we're not under as nearly as much pressure to keep them from removing hazards. Because, yeah, that Bolt being dead really opens up the door for Gyarados. I'm just going to CC here. Okay, cool. They just go for that. Gyro Ball. Based on that close combat damage, we can see this Torkoal spread. And that is super Spadef. Has no physical bulk to speak of. It's not careful, but I'll just try to remember that. So this is, yeah, this is a super specially defensive Torkoal. So gold is not going to be killing it. Actually, it's very likely to kill it. Can Kartana come in and Z kill this thing? It can, guaranteed. Let's just do that. Because we just need something that can guaranteed take this thing out here. That's all we really need. See, that's totally fine because that brings in a free gold, which looks amazing here. Yeah, we're just gonna Shadow Ball every time. No reason to really click anything else. Trishula, there's no way that was a roll. Your treads was left at... You were calcing max attack. If it left you at 10%, there's no way that was a roll in my favor. My Ival was 4 attack EVs, but if it left you at 10, there's never a case in which it leaves a Pokemon at 10, and that's not like just a totally fine roll. Okay, we never risk this here. We just go Tinglu. Yeah, Headlong is fine. We DD here, and then as the Corv comes in, we go for the Mega Evolution Temper Flare. This will do a lot. Yeah. GG. Okay, we got another Gyarados win. That's good. Alright, HF. This whole team looks like Gyarados food, and this also looks like a Gen 8 team, so let's definitely not lose to this. Tinglu lead seems super good here. I do feel like this kind of model of team works, at least, even if not this exact one. Totally fine. Let's go Kartana here on a potential... Okay, I was going to say on a very potential defog. Let's SD. Well, they might just stay in, though. Part of me wants to just rip the grass team on the U-turn. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get rid of this thing. Oh, wow, that's a super fat Lando. So that is absolute max defense here. And I think a low roll. Yeah, that is a, like, pretty low roll on an absolute max defense one. So let's see, though. I think a knockoff still should kill. It's still a Kartana. Okay, beautiful. They switched into Glow King, and we're absolutely just clicking knockoff. Kartana moment, chat. This is what I like about Kartana. I feel like it can kind of pave the way for Gyarados. Wow. Okay, we're going to go Tinglu on that for sure. Free hazard time, basically. Luster Purge is a crazy play there. Tinglu was the most obvious switch ever. I see little reason not to go back into Kartana and do exactly what I just did. We could go... Let's go Gold instead. Okay, no, they absolutely called that one out. Yeah, that was, in retrospect, that was a very hasty choice. Let's go Kartana here. We can knock off, though. It still looks really good here. Stream's going okay. We're 2-3. Had a rough start, but I think we found a model that works better with Gyarados. Sacking Latios, I'm happy with that. Boots. I think we just go Fizz Death Lu on this. This thing's going to be able to... Oh, I really do wish it hit that, because that would have been a very punishing triple axle hit. Yeah, let's go for a... Honestly, let's go for a Spike. Okay, that's not good. Let's EQ here. Oh, actually, yeah, because +3... Let me just make sure +3 Ice Shard doesn't kill an Ival. No, it doesn't. We're fine. So we can EQ here. This Axel to our Tinglu will kill it, but you're going to take... Oh, that's really unfortunate RNG. Now I think you die as we die. Yeah, this Weavile got really... Although the first one missing was honestly bad for us because of how much damage that would have done, but overall this Weavile has not been lucky one bit. We'll EQ again. Yeah, because see now, if this thing hits all 3 hits... Oh, it's going to die to 2. That's actually better for our opponent that they die to 2 because they can at least defog. They didn't want to defog. Okay, that's super weird. I mean, okay. Like, if you want to... Dude, they for some reason said, yeah, I want to do the hazard thing. So I'm like, all right, I'm down. Leech. Let's go Kartana. Why not? Okay, they brought in Lando now. Weird play. Let's knock. We can get our Beast Boost and just get that health back. Yeah, attack boosting Kartana makes more sense here. I did consider speed boosting briefly, but speed boosting Kartana is the Gyarados. You know, like, Gyarados is the Pokemon that can't really break that well, but it's really strong and stuff. You can't really have 2 Pokemon like that on a team, because they're kind of hit or miss. Speed boost Kartana is very hit or miss, I guess would be a better way to say it. Yeah, our opponent here is cooked. I don't think there's any world in which you get out of this one. You lose to like half our team at this point. So it looks like we're going to even up the score. They do seem tilted. I mean, this is what you get for using a Gen 8 team in Nat decks. Oh, actually, they're 1845, so maybe I shouldn't be disrespecting, but they're definitely losing this game pretty hard. Yep, down you go. Okay, it had Helmet, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I am totally good to stay in Leaf Blade. Like, if you're Scarf, you know, do your worst. Yeah, CC. Okay, fine. Let's see. Do we want to go... How do we want to end this game? Let's go Gyarados, just double DD. Seems like a good way to do it. Okay, interesting. Actually, do we kill Pharaoh? We kill Pharaoh without needing to Mega Evolve, so we'll just do that. I'm gonna DD again because I don't believe you have. They had folks. They had a move to hit me. I mean that's still totally fine though. We just go Ival and CC. GG. Okay, yeah, that was a dominant win. Would Mega Gyara Hyper Offense work? For sure. Yeah, I think it would. Okay, now we're facing Hyper Offense. We get to test ourselves against this. We absolutely just lead with Tinglu again. I don't think my opponent played that game that badly. They just, like, that matchup was really rough. I don't think there was really anything they could have done. And then they got really bad luck with Weavile, too. So I wouldn't say that was tilt so much as super unfortunate RNG. Let's throw off an EQ first, and then we can start stealth rocking. That did not take a lot of damage. Okay, that's not good. Let's spike up here. Yep, that's the beauty in us. That's the beauty in this Rocky helmet. You can't be spinning it away so easily. That's really good. Yeah. Now, they have spin on Tusk, too. They really... I guarantee not one of these things are boots, so we really want to keep up those stealth rocks. We might just solo the team with Kartana. That did nothing. For a second, I was like, oh, crap, I'm going to die to Steel Beam. And it's like, nope, never mind. We absolutely go gold here. We can then follow up with Kartana. I don't think any of these Pokemon are running boots with double elephants. Okay, they did get us, unfortunately, but this feels like a very easy Kartana. I'm just going to click Leaf Blade here. Actually, this Dragonite still takes hits pretty well. Forgot about that whole 4 times resist situation. Yep, called it. Knockoff. Please don't get burned. Beautiful. Kartana, you're doing great. Yeah, I just knew when I saw this team. Double elephants. These are all going to be taking full hazards. D-Knight comes in. Can we Gracium? Probably not, right? It's crazy that we can almost Gracium this, but it seems like... Hold on, Gracium does how much? Bloom Doom 52 max, knockoff. So we just click knockoff here, basically. Let's sack Lou, and then we can go Ival. Yeah, okay, Devastating Drake does 3% to Tinglu. Yeah, that... You got that one, buddy. You got that one. Okay. Do we want to go Ival here? Or is it better to go Cart? Because I don't think they can kill Cart. I feel like we kind of maybe want to keep her on Ival. I don't want to let it eat an Extreme Speed, but then can Extreme Speed into Kingambit Sucker ever kill us? Where's Kingambit? So Kingambit Sucker is going to be doing, let's say, like 25 when it's got all its Supreme Overlord nonsense. And then that's doing... Yeah, let's go Cart here to finish this off. We'll go for knockoff here. And if it turns out to have, like, Fire Punch, whatever, then we go Ival. Kartana wasn't, like, that crucial for this endgame anyway, but there we go. That's very nice. Because, see, now we get to kill this and we get to have Ival at full health. So if we get, like, they switch around and we're close combating or whatever, it's not the end of the world. We're just going to click Sacred Sword. I have no need to make, you know, play games. Ival, close combat here, is just absolutely the play in every world. We don't need to mess around. We don't need to play games. Beautiful. We Moonblast here. That kills any form of Charizard. They didn't even bother Mega Evolving. This should be GG. I don't think any... Like, you're not going to be Roselli Berry Tusk. I just refuse to believe that. Choppleberry Gambit won't do it. You gotta be, like, Endure Custap, and even then you're just going to lose to Terapagos. That should be GG. Okay, beautiful. Another 1800s player down. 4-3. Getting that positive record. Let's go for one more. Trishula, this is kind of like bordering on a hyper offense team. I'd say bulky offense, but it's a pretty offensive build, so that's why no slow pivots. It's not balanced. Yeah, I wanted to make this more of a bulky offense, but we went a little bit too on the balance direction at first, and the team kind of sucked, but this team's doing a lot better. Like the stream, remember to do that. Let's get a bunch of people in here for the last game. Make it a good one. Yeah, Volcarona is not awesome. It's this. I hate this team so much. Fortunately, I think we have one of the best matchups into it because we've got gold plus Lou, and like they hate hazards, so I think we might be okay. But let's definitely just kick this off with a Ting-Lu. Take Kyurem. Let's just rock. Yeah, okay, they know what's up in this match. I think let's go gold here. Let's trick. We want to get rid of this item as soon as possible. Ooh, we trick the Kyurem. I'm feeling powerful. That's amazing. That's so good. That's so good. We spike up here. We can go gold. This is incredible. Let's just get up the full hazards. Or do we want a whirlwind here? I think full hazards are really good. Okay, cool. And now we get to whirlwind as well. Beautiful. Ooh, perfect timing on that. Oh, and the Kyurem comes out. Not a good day to be castle in the ground. Let's go gold here. Okay, they clicked a recovery move, so probably we just go Kartana here. Start dancing. Actually, let's just throw off let's SD first. Yep, because I figured they'd do that. We don't want to knock you off. We want a Sacred Sword. Okay, we may have just let the Ditto get a little out of hand. I probably should have thought about that, but it's okay. We can sack Lou here. It's really not that helpful. And we see knockoff come out. Easy. We can go Ival here. And we'll go for a knock. Should just be a Lunar Dance. Oh, they tried to T-Wave first, so now I think you die. We can go Cart here. I don't think we die to a Brave Bird. We don't. Very nice. And we absolutely just knock off here. This thing boosts, we do die, so we got to be aware of that. And this is Spidaf Corp, so we can Sacred Sword here just fine. Keep this sub broken. Oh, it's defensive. Okay, good to know. Well, it can't be defensive. It doesn't make any sense. How did it take that? Okay, let's just Sacred Sword. That's fine. And Let's SD so it can't get up a sub, and then we can go into iVal. I think looks pretty good there afterward. Yeah. Because iVal, I don't think dies to a Brave Bird, does it? Yeah, probably not likely to. And we can keep it going with those T-bolts. Okay, beautiful. Dying. Your Scarf. But I can just go gold here. I don't have to risk this. Yep, there's Thunderbolt. Let's just Shadow Ball here. Yeah, we will see the Pawmot do Pawmot things here. Okay, we're gonna get nuzzled. And when unfortunately we do get the full para. That's not good, obviously. Yep, Corviknight makes sense. We get full parrot again, and we get double shock. That was really bad, guys. That was super bad. That was really, really bad. That was terrible RNG. Mach Punch, I think, kills our iVal. Chance to. I say we go for it here. I believe it is Mach last. I don't recall exactly. But yeah, that RNG was terrible. Full double, full para. Oof, that's not good. But yeah, I know it's got to be okay. Well, even a support set has a decent chance to kill us here, so that's obviously not good news. But there's nothing else we can really do here. Yeah, that's such bad RNG. Hopefully, it doesn't end that way. Okay, Pawmot down. I think we win then. Yeah, we just go Gyarados on this. We're not going to let you do your shenanigans. We DD up here and you lose. That's how this works. I believe. I'll DD once more. And then I think here we Mega, or I think we do this a couple more times. It doesn't learn Body Press, right? I don't think it does. So let's see now. If we Mega Evolve and Crunch. How much are we doing? Not quite yet. I think we DD again. Okay, now we Mega Evolve and Crunch. For sure. It's time. Yes. I think we're good. I don't think there's any tricks left up your sleeve here. Your Scarf is... You don't have any nonsense item. You don't have any helmets. All you have is that big fat L that you are holding. GG. Into 1800s, positive elo, beat the most annoying team ever built again. What a way to end the stream. I'm happy with that. Okay, we started by losing 2 games, and then the next 6 we went 5-1. So this kind of format I think really worked for Gyarados, and I think I'd like to refine it more and just try similar things like this. I think we found the right archetype. But let's see if you guys want to see that. But yeah, I feel like because of just how much better the second half of the stream did. It's good. Yeah, shoutouts to Gyarados for shutting down that absolute horror show of a nonsense team there. I hate that team so much. Like, it's just so irritating. It's a complete matchup fish. And the other thing that really bugs me about it is, like, you hard lose to stall if you see that. which is irritating too. It's like it's a team that is out there fishing for not even the toxic stuff. It's just fishing for random things. I hate it so much. But yeah, okay. This team, I don't know if it's great, but it's not terrible. And I do think the Calm Mind Terapagos plus Tinglu Gyarados, I feel like this core is very threatening. And I like the gold as well to keep those hazards up. In general, maybe even the Gyarados isn't the thing, but I feel like this Tinglu Terapagos Goldengo core has like a top one potential offense team. But let's see what people say. Not that high of a percent. Looks like 80% want to see Gyarados again. I'll probably do it again, but we'll do some other stuff first. Okay, but anyway, guys, yeah, thank you for joining. We'll shut it down here. Thank you very much. Lots of generosity from the chat. I appreciate everyone who donated and everyone who didn't. I appreciate your attendance. This was fun. Thank you. And yeah, we'll try to time this right. End this in 3, 2,